Okay, so this is the final video before we actually look at Tony Hawk HD. And I wanted to really analyze Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Not only because it came onto a new system and it has all these added effects, but because it really is kind of the ultimate version of what the Tony Hawk games were like. I wanted to point out that, one, the levels can be bigger, but the feeling of being bigger is more there. You know, each section is maneuvered or is placed in ways so that it feels that it's bigger. There are several little sections. In fact, in this level, you're going to notice a lot of layers. You know, this section might actually be above this other section, and you have to grind up to it or skate up to it, and you can see down into the other levels. So that's what I wanted to point out, and this is going to be a much longer than usual video, so here we go. Okay, the first thing we notice is that there's a video here, and you can't get anything unless you've opened them up through the game. That means beating certain levels and stuff. When they're open, you can see that, you see a picture of each level, and that we have somewhere around 8 levels. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's 8. Okay, so this is the first level, and I wanted to show you what it's like to have all of the stats, and then without any stats, or without any of the cheats. And you'll see that the game has really changed around because of the cheats and how they work within the game. Ooh, Molten Box. My brother has asked if this game, or this level, is based on an actual factory, and the answer is I have no idea. So here we are, we jump, stop, pause, jump a little, get the secret tape. I was able to get everything a little later after recording this, but here we go. Ooh. He can do super jumps. Note how easily he just leaps over everything in the game. And bam, bam, bam. He's not really trying. It's a very easy way, and if I had wanted to, I could probably get every single stat, every single little item in the level in one go. And I wanted to show you how easy it was to get to that. I'm not doing too well because I'm a bit rusty at the game, but I think you can see how it works. Sorry. And my little brother hates it when I do that little combination because I could do it for hours. There we go. Oh, missed. So we do a wall ride there, and then we come down and bam. And by the way, the secret skateboard, the skateboard and all the stats are actually secret in this area. You have to go find them. And then we have this little animation because we did the valves thing. We move here, and bam. And you'll notice that the little guy is singing, and each character actually has commentary and talks and does things as you look at them. And you can see all these moving objects, and that the level is very three-dimensional, or it has multiple layers in it. And as this molten box falls, we can see people going out, and they're running, and they're screaming, and they're making comments like, "I didn't do it, ah, it's not my fault, ah." And we end the level with all the stats up. You see that we get this, and as you complete the level, these things show up, and it tells you all the things that you've done. It makes you feel that you've accomplished it. It increases the value of the accomplishment. And then it opens up the next level because you've accomplished all these things. And this is the little stat things, and you can just maneuver them as you wish. Okay, so now, we could retry, but I'm going to show you what the cheats look like. They're just in the menu. You can actually open them up just by unpausing or by pausing. And you can go in, and I'm turning off all of the cheats on this game. Going up, hitting retry. we're going to see this level without any stats, or without any cheats on. So no perfect stats, no nothing. And see, I'm going to try to grind this, and I just can't. And I have to retry it again. Have some problems with the controller there. Okay, can I make it? Oh, gotta cross, there we go. And it's a lot harder. So when you start the game, you don't have these cheats on, and every time you beat a level or something, you get another cheat turns on. First part, it's secret characters, then it moves on to things like perfect rail, perfect manual, perfect stats, always special, moon physics, and stuff like that. Moon physics I don't really use, but it's good to know about, don't you think? And the character just kind of maneuvers a lot more sloppily. You can't get him to stay up as easily. Ooh! And this really shows you, you know, the very core difference of what it's like to play the game. When you've played the game several times and you've opened up all these cheats and these secret characters and these secret ideas, and then you're just not as good. And this is me trying to increase the score, and I'm going to show you that was called the revert, and it lets you combine things. Unfortunately, it also slows you down as you come down, and you'll notice that you're not able to get a lot of stats here, but you are able to move up with the revert. It just keeps adding to the score, and I'm not really making anything here. Ooh, just tossing blood everywhere. I think blood is new, or the blood splatter, the way it's thrown in this is pretty new. There we go. Nice little combo, and boom. Done with the level. And you'll notice that there's background things that are moving. See, we got the 50s-50, and we can just kind of feel accomplished, but you'll notice that you feel a lot weaker and a lot less powerful when you first start the game. So with that in mind, and let's see the next level. This is Darth Maul. That section to the left is pretty fun, lots of good grinding there. And now I'm going to try to, and fail, to make it onto that rail. Just trying to show you how everything is kind of compartmentalized. This is a pretty big level. And yet, when you start to look at it, you start to see how it's compartmentalized. You can see that, you know, this part is lower and it's a little away from the things. And, you know, if you grind here and you do this, you can connect to the areas. And you can, you know, get these combinations by knowing where things are and how things maneuver. And this is just a giant bowl area. And there really isn't too much to it except for that cool tree. And it just leads you into another bowl if you grind there. Note the yellow pea that was back there. And now I'm about to get stuck. And I just want to show you, you know, if you miss something, you can fall into this everless pit, forever pit. And I'm actually trying to knock that guy out, and I never do. Come on. Ooh, grind. And, ooh. Come on, Darth Maul, you've got the Force. You can do this better. I love how the lightsaber is kind of glowing and yet not glowing in this I'm just pathetic. There's no way I could admit it, but that's just really bad luck. You have to hit it straight on and do kind of one of those lip tricks. And see, I gave up there. And then you hit grind, and you go into this upper level area. And in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, everything is kind of layered. You know, you have this bottom area, and then you have this upper area in places, and the levels are just bigger. And with that, that's the end of the Canada level. Okay, so this is the first competition, and you'll notice it just in this first shot that it's much, much smaller than any of the other levels so far. It's much more compartmentalized, But the same idea is it's got little sections that you can go to, and you can connect to them. And by these connections, you have all the combos and the movements that you think of. Oh, you can grind that little water fountain. And today we have Wolverine running around. And he's up, and he spins. And I think the first thing I really want to point out is that his claws never ever undo. And he's up, spins, down. And now I'm going to show you a little combo. That was a complete accident, but this was not. Woot. And it's smaller, but there's a lot more to maneuver around, you know. Just about everything you can grind or you can maneuver onto, you can use for a point combination. And yes, the cheats are on for this. And with the cheats, you can get a lot of points really fast. And this is a secret area, and this is always where the secret skateboard is. Ow. And this is just me showing you what the level is like. And at every angle, you can just see this new combination you can hit. And with that, the level is over. And I wanted to show you, you know, the score is being tallied, and the lowest two scores are taken away. And those are the judges doing it. And I like the audio with the judges. And Wolverine's like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So Wolverine wins the second place position. He claps with his claws out, and then he cheers with his claws out. I don't think the real Wolverine would ever do that. But you can see that, you know, everybody cheers and congratulates you if you get a medal in the game. And then on to the next level, which is Suburbia. This is a great little open angle, and you can see all the little compartments as you see it. Yes, I've finished everything off with the secret character. And, of course, it's Officer Dick. And you know what I ought to do with Officer Dick? Bam! You go into here and it just kind of opens up the area. And, oh, that's just a fun little thing to do. And I wanted to kind of show you the little secrets. You know, you jump over that and it lights on fire. And Officer Dick is down. Officer down! Ah! And I just realized I could have grinded those wires. And what the secret to this level is, you kind of look for the little ways to do things and the little ways to find things. Now I'm heading into the haunted lair. And you'll see lightning, and suddenly it's foggy and it's mysterious and spooky and a little bit ooky. You know, snap, snap. And then how do you get out? Well, not that way. Let's try that again. You maneuver. Okay. Stop. Turn around. Go back a little. And you'll see a guy being haunted by a piano, and there's bats going everywhere, and it just feels like a haunted house. And then we go out, and we're back into Suburbia. Okay, now let's show you this other backyard. It's just tons of quarter pipes and everywhere, so it's kind of this mini bowl off in the background. And then we go and we grind this, and it just connects us to the construction zone and the other bowl, or the other swimming pool. And this is actually a pretty small level, but because of everything in it, because of how compartmentalized it uses everything, it feels a lot bigger. I love that. I wasn't expecting to be able to jump over that so easily. And with that, we're done. Can we get another crash? No. But we can look down that way. And now we're looking at the airport. And this shows us nothing of the level from this angle, really. But it gives us a nice introduction. And this is Private Carrera. And you can use that to start a combo right there. You know, just kind of ramps you up into the air, into areas. And everything is grindable, and it's an actual airport, which is kind of an original idea. They weren't really doing that with previous Tony Hawk levels, where you could just ramp into weird things. Although the first level in Tony Hawk 2 was an airport, now that I think about it. But I don't think it was as layered as this. See? You can go above, and you could just start skating on the the lights. If you go in and you can find a bathroom. I mean, the compartmentalization with this is a major item to notice. You know, you'll see how everything is just kind of put in ways so that it feels natural, but if you ever thought about it, you'd be like, wow, they put in a lot of stuff and you can kind of know where you are. And that guy would knock you over if you ever hit him. And was not expecting that. And you know, you've got ramps everywhere, and blam. And this is a lot like the Maul or the Phoenix level, only when you get to the ending, you get to grind and maneuver in this bowl area, and then if you move up this little ramp and onto the plaza and stuff, you have all these grinding areas. And you can maneuver around the world, and this is actually a goal, is to hit all those. And if you can manual all the way through, you can actually finish the level with a really high score. And so we kind of have a similar Phoenix feel, but you know, it actually has a different kind of ending. You don't just end anything. And blam. Okay, on to the next level. This is the second competition. This is Skater's Island. And in Skater's Island, there is a secret thing, and I wanted to show it to you. But first, let's see the main bit of the level and understanding it. Once again, it's extremely compartmentalized. I can't show you every little part, you know, the character skating around in it, but I can show you, you know, where it is and how it is maneuvered. And this time we're using Ollie the Magic Bum. And he's not doing too well. And I honestly expected the secret level to be there, but it wasn't there. So I was like, okay, I'll just show the rest of the stage first. And it's just a minute-long little area, but it shows you everything you need to know. And once again, we have sort of a compartmentalized, you know, this is here, this is here, this is here, maneuvering type feeling, and you can bust through the windows and get extra points. And then you have these railings above everything, and you can sort of grind and get extra points this way. And, you know, this layered effect is really noticeable in this and the Foundry level, and a couple of other levels that you start looking at. And with that, we're kind of done, but I wanted to show you the secret area. It's really cool. So you go out and you do something, and then you open up a pirate ship. This is not a joke. Look at this. This is amazing. And you can go, you can grind. Oh, look, see, it's just a pirate ship. It's a real live pirate ship. And it shoots cannons. Cannons! I'm not kidding you. It's just a bunch of imagination. If you looked off to the background, you saw a cruise ship. Remember that for later voyages. And he goes up, and watch this. Whoop, rips the sail. They're just adding all these little extra details into the levels, and although he doesn't win, and you'll see that he's dejected and he's not feeling right, so that, you know, they've added extra animations for losing and for winning. And now we've got LA, Los Angeles? Yeah. And we've got Kelly Slater, Pro Surfer. And I love this level because it's just so colorful. You know, you've got that yellow, you've got that purple, you've got everything, and it's actually just kind of put into a box, and then each section is put into a different section. But it feels natural, like you really are maneuvering through a city. Even though if you were to ever go to LA, you would realize that these are different sections. Like, these can be completely different parts of the city. But you feel like you're going through those different parts of the city, even though they're right next to each other. They were able to make the levels kind of maneuver in the way you want them to. And then you can also cause an earthquake, which makes all sorts of things change. The earthquake has already happened, and you can skate up here, and then you can skate all the way up here. And the secret tape is actually around here somewhere, but I'm not going to show it to you. And then you have this little inner park area where you can do all sorts of things. And I've got to show you these guys. I've actually sat down for hours and listen to them argue and go back and forth and talk about, life and the universe. And now we have, that layered effect again, where you can skate around and now you can grind around. And there's all sorts of secret grinding areas and secret ways to maneuver. And you feel the movement. Do you kind of see the goals and the way you can feel like you're moving through an entire city, even though the city itself is pretty small? They just learned how to compact everything in a really, really good way. And you can sort of see the layers in this shot. This is over here, this is over here, and then you can move on top of it, and there's even more to it. Finally, we have the final competition level, and this competition is incredibly hard. And the idea of layers is one of the strongest feelings in this level. This level is the Tokyo level, and each little sign that you see is actually grindable, is actually skatable. So, I started off with Tony Hawk. You move, you grind up on this thing, and at first when you first play this game, you don't realize that you can go up to these places. You can go up, and you can go up, and you can go up, and you can go down. And I don't know if I properly showed it, but you're up here and you see all these things to be seen. And I should have jumped and grinded that, but I didn't. That was just luck. Once your stats are all the way up and you have all this perfect grind and stuff, you can just kind of maneuver a lot easier around. Had the cheats not have been there, I think I would have crashed there. And there. And, well, okay. I would have crashed, in fact I did crash there. And so the layered effect is everywhere. And you just feel it when you're playing the Tokyo level. And this is actually kind of a secret bonus level. And you can find all the final stats, and you can find all these beautiful women, and it's very much so a guy game. And you're actually landing with that helicopter that's going down. And this was the cruise ship from the pirate ship level. And I've actually opened everything up, so I'm not going to show you what it looked like beforehand. But you maneuver up here, and you get way up here. And you can just kind of skate above, and then down, and then below. And even watching this video, I didn't realize how small this level really is. You don't think it's small, because there's just so much in it. And it always feels like there's something more, something else that's going to come. And if you get bored of one area, it just sort of changes into another. And sploosh. So, you were in the ship, and now you're in the garden area. And there's several different layers and different places to skate in just the garden area. And you can be up here, and you can go up here and sploosh. Oh, let's show you the cake. Let's show you the cake. Just this added detail is amazing. American. And, of course, Canadian. Sorry, British. UK. And it just goes back to the regular cake. And I'm going to show you that if you get anywhere near these girls, they'll knock you flat. And, you can skate that bowl, and if you touch the girl who's tanning, she'll knock you over. And you have a museum that you can skateboard in. And I've already shown you that area. Let me show you this small area right here. If you impress the girls, they actually add points. Did you see that spectator bonus thing that you kind of cheered? And we're going back into this museum area, and it's skatable, and it has little sections that you can maneuver around, and it has all these bonus things in it. And with the cheats on, you can actually extend past the time and keep on going. I can't remember how long I actually did this for, but it was a while. Oh, there we are. Finished, sploosh, and there we go. And you can see the helicopter flying off, and you feel like this level is way bigger than it really is. And I didn't even realize that until I started watching this. Okay, so this is, as I promised, I was going to show you the alien. Guess what? There it is. There's the alien. I can't remember if you can get him to talk, but he says, "Help me! Help me!" And this isn't, I didn't open up Tony Hawk 1. This is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. This is a bonus level that you have to not be playing in the career mode to get into. I chose out the Demoness because I actually hadn't played with her yet. Oh, well said. But, you know, just look at the little details they've added, you know, the UFO, the tank, and let me, oh, that's a Jeep. Oh. And let me show you this little section over here. You'll find a alien buried in the deep. And, you know, they just added all these details so that you could know where you were. You know, you could be like, well, you know, on the side with the UFO and such and such. And the little metal places are more smooth and stuff. And this is the Burnside level. And yeah, it's another secret level. The downhill jam one just isn't there, or not downhill jam. I forget what it's called. But this is the Portland area. Once again, I have no idea where this is. If it is real, I've never been to it. And you kind of maneuver around, and I wanted to just show you that they updated it. They added all those extra background details to it. Those cars, those people sitting there. And it's the same level, and you can see how everything has improved over the games. You know, this is one of the original levels, and it's not quite at the level of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. In fact, it really isn't. You know, it's not as layered. The compartmentalization is there, but not as much. It doesn't feel as big. Okay, and this is the very first level from Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Yeah, it's another bonus level. And you'll see, you know, the very ideas, the very first ideas of the levels are there. You know, the compartmentalization, the section by section. You know, it's a very small area, very, very small, especially compared to Tony Hawk 3 levels. But it's still got the same ideas, you know. Oh, and uphill, there's a ramp. I never showed that to you because I never use it. Then you go up here and you get the secret tape. It's not there anymore, but, you know, each section is there and you can feel it. Or not feel it, but you know it. Okay, next week we're going to do Tony Hawk HD, but this week I wanted to show you the in-depth look at Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, because Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 was building up to this. You'll notice that the cheat system is not only a part of the game, but it's almost integral. You know, you really do feel like you're progressing because of the cheats. You'll notice that the levels are designed so that each little section is a place that you recognize, and the bigger the levels are, the more they make it so that it feels even bigger than they really are, or than the level design is actually giving you. So that it feels like you're traveling through a lot of LA, even though it's a pretty small level compared to some of the other stages. Also, you'll notice that you know where you are at any given point, and if you look out, you'll always see something else to skate. Finally, I want to point out that you have tons of secrets. I tried to show you all the secret characters I had opened up. there's even more than that. And that's gotta let you in on how impressive that is. So with that, I wish you a good night, and I hope to see you next week for the final video on the Tony Hawk HD analysis. Bye now.